Am I doing all right? Yeah. I went into a shop the other day. I said, I want a bag of nails. He said, how long do you want them? I said, I want to keep them, yeah.
Get it!
Oh, very funny, Alan, good joke. And we're back on the Dodgers because they're my favourites. Oh, we've got in a bit of a jam here. We're favourites because they can bash into your mates and knock them to pieces. Boom, bash them, boom. I'm going to get out now. Get out. Have you been reading your newspapers this week? Well, I have, and there's been some very interesting stories. And this week, it's time to take a special look at the ITN news story. They're doing a special programme for Get Fresh. Let's have a look at the news.
Good morning, I'm Alistair Stewart from ITN, and I've been taking a look at the news for Get Fresh. The accident at the nuclear power station at Chernobyl in Russia is still hitting the headlines. But here the big story was a series of election defeats for the government on Thursday. Elections are funny things. If you're over 21 and not mad or a criminal, you can put yourself forward as a candidate. And if enough people agree with what you're saying and vote for you, you win. In parliamentary elections, the winners come here, to the House of Commons. And whichever party has the most members gets to form the government. Well, on Thursday, there were two parliamentary by-elections. One in Rydale, caused by the death of the existing Member of Parliament, and one in West Derbyshire, caused by the retirement of the Member of Parliament, who of all things became a television presenter. At Rydale, the Conservative candidate won the election last time round with 16,000 more votes than the runner-up. But when the votes were counted this time, it was a different story. The Liberal SDP alliance had put in an amazing performance and completely turned the tables, beating the Conservatives by 5,000 votes. At West Derbyshire, the Conservatives also won last time out, winning 15,500 more votes than the runner-up. Again, they knew it was going to be closer this time, with the alliance pushing hard. But no one could have guessed just how close. The votes had to be counted and recounted twice because it was so close. Elections are very important because they decide how the country's run and who speaks up for us nationally. No one can allow any mistakes. In the end, it was 6:30 on Friday morning when the result was declared. The Conservatives just hung on, this time by only 100 votes more than the runner-up. Just in passing, it was good to see the jokers are still alive and well in the world of politics. The so-called fringe candidates never expect to win. They stand as a gentle protest at what they see as the stuffiness of politics. Christopher Sidwell, the Rainbow Alliance Crocodile Looney candidate, lost, but clearly had a good time. Here at Downing Street, Mrs Thatcher is obviously less than happy. She's lost one parliamentary seat, and she's lost control over a whole number of local authorities. For a Prime Minister, that's bad news. Earlier in the week, she was busy with world affairs, attending the Economic Summit in Tokyo. It's a sort of international get-together for the leaders of the 5 richest countries. But before they'd even started their talks, a group of protesters made a rocket attack on the building they were due to meet in. The missiles overshot their target. Police said they weren't much more than a big firework, but it proved that even with the biggest security operation, terrorists can get through. Last year in Northern Ireland, this much more powerful launcher was used in an attack on a police station, which included temporary buildings and a canteen. Tragically, one of the rockets made a direct hit, destroying the canteen where police were eating and drinking. And finally, there's an interesting postscript to last week's story about the accident.